Honored guests, lend me your ears. Long has our Fevrimon suffered, without a true monarch to guide her and her people. Decades have passed since last His Majesty Erland sat atop the Draken throne. Long have we endured, yet it has not been for naught. At last, the bell has tolled on the age of the Council. At last, we may celebrate the coming of our rightful ruler. The return of the Sovereign.
Oh, Arisen! At last!
My word! Such an inspiring visage.
Your Majesty shall have my eternal fealty.
Your Majesty, oh how long I have awaited this moment.
Behold, before you sits the rightful inheritor of the Draken throne, chosen by the dragon as its enemy. Behold and rejoice! Fortune has delivered us our savior at last! At last! Praise be, for only the Sovereign's guidance can lead us true. All hail the Sovereign! All hail! Let all present pledge your allegiance to the Sovereign. Let us be united in the hope that our liege's reign will ne'er end. Long live the Sovereign of Vermont!
Arisen, thou who wouldst slay the dragon, if thou seekest to behold this world in its true aspect, abandon thy reason. Cast aside thine heart and thy life both. I ask thee to demonstrate thy will, for naught but thine ambition can alter the course of the rivers of fate.
Now, which one of you was it? No need to be shy. I've just got to take down a record of your name and face. Come on, step forward. Is it you? No? It is hard to say. If the pawn I'm looking for doesn't... Are you the one, then? Speak up, you good-for-nothing pawns! Which of you is it? Is it you? No? Ah, it must be you. Aha! I thought I recognized you. He'll like that look in your eyes. 'Tis queerly brazen for a pawn. Most of your kind have eyes blank as a cadaver's. Mayhap 'tis only natural, seeing as how you rise from the dead. There's aught different about you, though. Could it be that you fear death just as we mortals do? Worry not, vessel. 3 days here, and you'll be longing for death's sweet embrace. Come along, you feckless dullards.
You think I care to hear your troubles? Leave off.
Got any arms for a man down on his luck?
Can't say I've any tidings to share.
Learn your place, pawn.
Boards after training.
Worked hard today.
Living's
I
hard,
think
but
I've
dreams
earned
are free,
rest.
I say. I'd not. Don't look at me that way. I've no need of your pity.
What do you think you're up to, layabout? Get a move on!
Soon as my shift's done, I'm on to the tavern.
Do your injuries pain you? Pray, do not overexert yourself. This is no place for one of your ilk. 'Tis harsh beyond measure. Even we pawns are pushed to the brink. You ought not anger the overseer. Let us proceed to the site. Twould be unwise to disobey. The overseer will show you no mercy.
Ready for the morrow.
Dead on my feet after today's training. Gotta face it.
Makes my hair stand on end.
No one's
Supper and a night's rest is all I...
Time for you to get to work.
Living's hard. Dreams are
Get to work, you rotten layabout. If that's not clear enough.
You are prepared to work. Then you ought begin by carrying stones out from the station in the back and bringing them here.
How are we to fight with such worn-out gear?
The vicinity is quite cluttered. Pray leap, or aught that poses a...
A job well done. Now the next step is to... What is this commotion? Perhaps we ought to investigate.
been awoken. You but fell that fiend, even at the cost of your lives! Get me out of here! Now!
Strikes are a thief's greatest weapon. Watch for an opening, then press your foe till they are overwhelmed. These may not carry shields, but their nimbleness allows them to dodge and counterattacks with ease. Boulders, barrels, and the like can make effective weapons for a clever combatant. When delivering targeted strikes, I would recommend clinging to it.
Are you unharmed?
You ought flee while you can. After all, your charge awaits you. You cannot linger in this place forever. You have lost your memories. 'Tis surely the work of a fell curse, but worry not. You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
God, son it. The accursed creature escaped. Oh, you! Get back here! Quickly!
This way, Arisen! Come this way. Let us flee.
You must jump. That is the only path.
No one could survive a fall from this height. Not even a pawn. Don't just stand there! Shoot it down!
It's getting away! Bring it down! Bring it down!
Go now, lost soul. And learn all you can of this world you must protect.
Keep your distance, Arisen! Worry not for me. The brine may swallow me whole, but I will not perish. There is a stone not far from here, known as a rickstone. Pray, seek it out. If you're truly the Arisen, then our paths will surely cross again.
Oi! Are you all right? What happened here? A griffin appears one moment and falls the next. And now you stand before me. Was it you then? The one who was riding on its back? 'Tis a wonder you survived. Accompany me to the stronghold. We'll treat your... Still, I can hardly believe it. A griffin of all things here. Add to that the recent dragon sighting. It is said that the arrival of the Sovereign portends an age of peace, yet only trouble has followed. What does it all mean? I had thought being in the Border Watch would make for easy work, but the wind's beginning to blow in a fell direction. Where exactly is this jail you say you escaped from anyway? I've never heard of such a place. Held in the neighboring country of Batal. Nay, I suppose that's unlikely. We've been estranged from Batal ever since the war. It is difficult to imagine any citizen of Vermont being sent there. Fie! Goblins! Let's take up your weapons, sir. You'll be needing it. If you find your strength flat, buy the curative or coveted green knowledge. When one of the fiends comes, best guard and dodge, else you'll be sore on the morrow. Make use of the slope. It will give you an advantage against their ranks. There are oft items to be scavenged from the bodies of monsters and their ilk. If you're not squeamish about picking at their bones, that is. Where are you going? I'll not force you to receive treatment, but I'd at least like a word. Where do you think you're going? You can't just run off now.
Welcome, Arisen. We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
What is this? Pawns. They bend the knee to you so readily, but then... No. Surely you cannot be the Arisen.
You seek the Riftstone, do you not? We can take you to it. Pray, come this way. Before you stands a Riftstone. Tis a gate by which we of the Pawn Legion may cross o'er into this world. Pray, summon your pawn. Simply paint with your mind's eye the loyal attendant whom you would have serve you.
This world is connected to innumerable other realms beyond the rift, which pawns, such as myself, are able to traverse. My kind is duty-bound to serve you, Arisen, and to use the knowledge we glean in these distant worlds to your benefit. I myself look forward to traveling alongside you, and using my experiences beyond the rift to enrich your adventures.
Well, I'll be. A pawn summoning before my very eyes. You truly are the Arisen, then. Strange. I thought the Arisen was in the capital. Surely there's only meant to be one Arisen. Fie, this is all beyond my ken. The Watchhead would know what to do, I'm sure. Though, as luck would have it, he's away. I suppose we'll save any further questions till the Watchhead returns. You're free to do as you like afore then. What? You've no memories, you say? Mayhap you could make for Melve, then. 'Twas set upon by the dragon not long ago. The Arisen is said to bear some deep connection to the dragon. Should you be Arisen, mayhap you'll recall aught of import there.
Hail, Arisen. Pray, ask aught you wish to know. I shall answer, if 'tis within my power to do so. Nomads, we are oft called. Born in other worlds, we travel here by means of the Riftstones that we might aid you, Arisen. However, I cannot speak as to our true nature, for I know of it not. None of us do. We do not need to. We merely do as we are commanded. Riftstones are gates that connect this world to a multitude of others. By their power have we crossed into this world, and when our mission is done, by their power shall we return to our own. 'Tis the name given to fate's chosen, those destined to command the Pawn Legion and safeguard the world from the threat of the dragon. Even with your memories lost to you, I am afraid you cannot escape your fate. Very well. May fortune speed you on your way, Arisen.
A well-organized pack is my speciality. I'll see to it your burdens are shared between us pawns.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. Where to next, Arisen?
Tis a pleasure to meet you. If ever you've need of an ear to listen. Restoration and reinforcement are the purview of a mage. You'll be safe in my care, Arisen.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Tis a pleasure to meet you.
Tis a pleasure to meet you.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Delighted to meet you, especially if we... Oh, apologies, Master. My mind was 1,000 leagues away.
Pray, have patience with me, Master. I've shared all I know. A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Fancy a gander? I've fine goods for sale. I always have a warm welcome for a customer. Always a pleasure.
Well, it takes two to make a sale. And this seller hadn't...
Going out? You ought at least rest for the evening. There should be a spare bed in the lodgings yonder. Only don't go rushing off before you're ready. Take it from me. You're better off resting while you have the chance.
I've not the time for your prattling. Bother someone else.
Oh, could use a rest. One big... Here in Vermont, pawns are revered as servants of the Arisen, but not so here in Batal. There, they believe that some flame will protect them and dispel the...
You seem well.
Not much going on hereabouts.
My shift's done. I'm off to the tavern.
Well met. That's made my day. Well met. Always a pleasure. Fancy a gander? I find good.
Like it or not,
hang about.
There's a ladder here.
Pray, do not impede me, sir.
Hoy there. You seem well tired. Tell you what, you can stay here tonight free of charge. My pa always used to say, there's naught a good night's sleep can't fix. Not much else I can offer, I'm afraid, but you'll find all sorts at a finer inn. Aye, Being armed is better than being defenseless, even if you're untrained. Still, 'tis worth devoting yourself to a vocation if you can. You should stop by the inn in Melve if you get the chance. No hard feelings if you prefer it. They've much more to offer. Aye, being armed is better than being defenseless, even if you should stop by the inn in Melve if you get the chance.
Unexpected.
I've got wares of every ilk. It isn't an easy life, but I enjoy the travel. Pleasure doing business with you.
This looks must have taken a wrong turn.
A good training regime hones both body and...
Aye? What is it?
Oh, could use a rest.
Sir, how can I be of assistance?
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
This looks as good a place as any.
I'm nodding off where I stand.
You summoned a pawn? What manner of trick did you employ?
I've hastened home.
Ah, a material. Useful things, these.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
If you're playing Arisen in search of preferable treatment, you'll be sorry. Your head is like to roll ere long.
Thirst says...
Pray, seize this at once, Arisen!
Must hold out till someone comes.
Hoy there. My pa always used to say, aye, being armed is better. You should stop by the inn in Melve if you get the chance.
There are worse things than turning in early, I must. Never for a moment did I doubt you'd grow stronger someday. Having said that, 'tis quite a relief.
They do say good things come to those who wait.
Now, where was I headed?
Oh, I didn't see you there. I suppose I was preoccupied with my thoughts. Thoughts of you, Arisen, naturally. Methinks we've earned a brief repose. I enjoy tackling fierce foes. Where to next, Arisen? Very well. I shall lend you my aid. You do seem to be in need of...
I'm nodding off where I stand.
Well met.
May have well treat myself.
Hail! You a soldier? 'Twould be a surprise to see you arrive in one piece, if not. Hordes of monsters have been plaguing this area of late, you see. We've had to start sending out new...
Is that so?
Lachlan. But I dare say he'll fare all right.
Aye, I expect he will. Who was sent out that way, then?
Ocado. To be honest, sir...
What? Weren't harpies reported in that area?
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Fie! Say, you seem stout of heart. Would you be willing to go in our stead? 'Tisn't far, only a short way. You've my thanks.
Perhaps we ought to hurry, lest we arrive too late to be evade.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
We could pick some now, and use them when the need arises.
No chance of my finishing Liverpool.
Portos are on. Must hold out. Someone comes.
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I'm up to the challenge.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste. I shall be your shadow. And here I was hoping for some great treasure. Oh, now I feel a fool.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure. No sense letting the enemy bone you up hand. The griffin gets the worm, as they say. Have you forgotten something, Arisen? You're rather lost.
I'll turn you into a pincushion.
How am I meant to slay the beasts if I cannot strike them? Get down here, you feathered fiends! Who are you? Have you come to aid me? I see. Still an unlucky case. sent you to watch my back, did they? It's not the first time I've caused them worry. Never mind that now. You're off in the rage. I'm glad to take it. Oh!
Sleep magic. On my way.
Is that all of them? Yeah, you have my thanks. I do not believe for a moment I could have slain those creatures without your help. I've only just enlisted, and when I thought this could be the end of me, I was paralyzed. You saved me this time, but I won't always be so fortunate. I'll have to train harder, till I have the confidence to face such beasts on my own. Well, I'd best be heading back, but I'll be sure to let my superiors know of your good deed. I hope
We'd best report back.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
Hail, friend! Many thanks for aiding Ocado. 'Twas a relief to see him return, and none the worse for wear.
Aye, that it was. The poor sod might not have made it back alive had you not intervened.
'Twas a bit too early for him to be seeing actual combat. That much was made well clear. We'll be extending his training period. The instructors here are well known for whipping recruits into shape with their grueling regimes.
Speaking of training regimes, I must admit I've half a mind to ask you to join us. We could...
We have succeeded in defending our charge. A sign of good things to come, mayhap?
My heart is light as a feather after that exchange.
Same as the one afore it.
Well met. How marvelous. Fancy a gander? I've... Fine goods for sale. Always a pleasure.
I'd... You so enjoy stocking up on supplies. Gold makes the world go round. Right you are.
Fancy a gander? I've fine goods for sale. Ale. a trying time for merchants of any ilk. Always a pleasure.
Now I've gone and stepped in it.
This ladder can take us to new heights.
We ought to put it to good use. How might I serve you, Arisen? Where ought we to go now?
Oh, I didn't see you there. You are in good health, I trust?
I've beds to spare if you're looking for lodgings, and if you'd like to. Change your vocation, come see me anytime. Always a pleasure.
With any luck, the instructors in the train.
Come to think of it, the private quarters of one Arisen I served had many a visitor, and rarely the same one.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Most impressive, Master. Keep on like that. We'll be done here soon enough.
treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Come to think of it, we're all of differing vocations, aren't we?
Our respective abilities are... unique as well.
We must each of us hone our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
Fancy a gander? I'd find good
soldier can have.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support.
"'Twas a fine adventure we shared.
If ever you've need of an ear to listen, you have...
You are wise indeed to have sought my aid.
The time of our parting is come.
'Twill be an honor to serve by your... Is there aught this pawn might do for you?
Can't wait for the new equip.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Well met. Always a pleasure.
You seem rather fond of shopping, Master.
The longer the journey, the more supplies we'll require.
It is as you say. Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
If we pick some now.
Harpies descend! This one will recoil from attack!
Stay with me, Arisen. Halt right there.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well done, Master! A common reward. Frustratingly so.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say. Not bad.
Let my magic strike you with mental wound. We've a choice of where to go, but how to know the path best travelled?
What are we tarrying for? Onward, I say! Here. Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but the pawns in this party are women all.
And yet, no two of us are the same.
I grant you roaring flame. I will protect you.
One can see far to the distance from here.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the scene.
You have my support. Hold fast, Arisen! I will be with you in but a moment. We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find.
given leave to rest yet.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics.
Fair travels, Arisen.
If
I
we
shall
share our
remember.
strengths, we can begin.
This is rather thrilling.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
It's about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
So, this is Melv. The scars left by the dragon's assault are plain to see. Mayhap a walk through the streets would help jog your memory. When the Arisen appears, so too does the dragon. 'Tis an immutable truth of this world.
Pitiable Arisen.
Well met. Let me know what you need. Might have just the thing. Pleasure doing business with you.
Let's fix this up right. What you need.
Hast thou forgotten thy destiny, thy
My bed calls and I shall.
That is most unfortunate. But it doth not release thee from thy fate. This moment forth, thou art arisen. Charge and all.
Can you hear me, sir? Sir, stay with me.
thank goodness. How are you feeling? This is the second time I've watched over you like this, isn't it? You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames? You withstood the fire in my stead and were well and truly charred. 'Twas terrible. I had thought your life forfeit. I could not hear the beating of your heart. But you hung on and by some miracle survived. Arisen. I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning. Does it have aught to do with why you were taken to the castle? They said 'twas so that your wounds could be treated.
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with Arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Has he come for you? We are to part so soon, then. Mayhap you will visit me again someday. Till then, take care. Arisen.
Ah, excellent. You must be the one. You match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermont, currently convalescing in the capital, became Arisen here in this very village. If you claim the same, then word must be borne to the capital. I dispatched a missive before coming here, though I doubt the matter can be settled without your presence. Would you be willing to accompany me to the capital? If you truly are Arisen, you will be received with open arms. Oh, but forgive me. I scattered my soldiers in a bid to find you. I would not depart without them. We shall have to wait till they are reassembled. Come to think of it, Sir Leonard was asking after you as well. Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him. Last I saw, he was having a drink at the inn.
Someone must have the answers we seek. If we ask around, we might just find them.
Do you think this one's really Arisen?
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? Tis no quiet life, mind. Hope to see you again.
It's two to make a sale, and this seller had nothing to tempt us with. Our funds are better spent elsewhere.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
If you want my advice, heed no advice, save your
before the day's done. Keep my arms strong and my mind sharp. Some time passed. I encountered an elf in the forest.
You really ought to have returned by now. Here to ask aught of me, are you?
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
This might be worth a read.
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with this. What should I get up to today?
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way. Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir. You needn't worry yourself on my account. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family runs a little shop in Vernworth. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. But, well, as luck would have it, 'twill be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what? You do suppose there's no harm in that? If you... Seems my luck's not as rotten as I thought.
We could make the fruit robberant ourselves, or simply purchase some at Rune's apothecary here in Melve.
Ah, yes, now I see.
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit robberant? Oh, well, if you did...
What am I to do? Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. But that place puts my ears on it.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
I go.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my ears on it.
What I can do for you?
An impressive view. We can infer much of the lay of the land from here.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the scene.
True enough. Now here's a surprise.
At least all our efforts weren't for naught.
Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this. I shall see it done.
Might I be of assistance?
What should I get up to today?
Well, you ought not strain yourself, not in your current state. Those burns could easily... Well, you ought not strain yourself, not in your current state.
To do. He really ought to have returned by now. It's time I went. Let's push my ears.
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude. Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation. Well now, that won't do. You go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the dagger. Such blades lack heft, though this grants them the advantage of speed. Thieves favor light armor, which leaves them more vulnerable to attacks than those of other vocations. Their talents depend upon their finesse and ability to compensate for the length of their blades. Should you dedicate yourself to a vocation, try them as you like. Very well, there is no, but I shan't take up any more of your time.
A common reward. Frustratingly so.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure. Come to think of it, we're all of differing vocations, aren't we?
One should think we'll be able to counter whatever comes our way.
We must each of us hone our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. It is entirely up to you which vocation you adopt. But I shan't take up any more of your time. Pray, be well.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vote. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Do come again.
Tad rowdy. I shan't complain.
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The Watchhead's waiting for you.
Shall we seek some answers?
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit? Oh, well, if you do pick...
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Robert. Between you and me, cuz, they're mighty easy to make. Simple as combining the ingredients. Between you and me, cuz, they're mighty easy to make. Simple as combining the ingredient. If you know what they are. Always a pleasure.
coin reserves are much depleted after that indulgence.
These were necessary expenses, mind. No use clinging to every last coin.
Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him.
Didn't you hear me? The Watchhead's wait.
Ah, you've returned. First and foremost, will you my thanks? Are you ready to depart, or do you need some... Very well. Speak with me once you've...
Time to be heading.
Hail, if you've a moment to spare, as you can see, we're rebuilding. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're... I'd like to enlist... I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the...
Saurians are monsters of fearsome strength, 'tis true, but I've yet to meet a foe that explosive casks can't scatter.
Right you are.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've...
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they... But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. You must make sure your aim is good. You'll find the jars of poison...
A single jar of poison ought to send those Saurians packing. Only do be mindful not to spill any on yourself, Master.
Mayhap you will think this a trifle, but... Curious thing. One of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be discouraged nonetheless.
You've done as I... Though I must say, your aim could you... All the same, that poison should... Watching you got me thinking. Or perhaps... In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the...
That's that then.
Outstanding.
We have achieved our objective.
Our efforts have been rewarded.
You've my gratitude for the work you've done.
Tis a glad thing we rested when we did.
Try not to get hit. Left all that food go to waste.
Trounced our foe well and true.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next.
That it is, but the seems strange.
Good day to you.
What am I to do? You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking. Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. Wait, listen. Brave fool said he was going to look for her. I'll go and search for him myself. I'm not afraid of monsters, which would hardly help anything. So I thought, please, sir, I worry for many thanks. Right, go into the forest and turn when you reach the tree with the bird's nest. This won't work, will it? I could see the route in my mind's eye, but my brother and I are the only ones. I suppose there's only one. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. I'll need you to watch over me. Keep right.
We have been called upon to render aid. Let us make haste.
Wish I didn't have to work to earn my bread. don't like this place at all. This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time. Follow me.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early Griffin gets the world.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics.
Can anyone hear me? Please! I need help!
Norbert, are you hurt?
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be on our favour. And let's not let down our luck.
That's it! I'd thought I was done for.
Ah, it was a near thing. How are you feeling?
I think I'll be all right. But if you hadn't come for me,
Save your thanks, Norbert. I'm your brother.
From where I'm standing, all that matters is that you made it in time. Anyway, I'm eager to be rid of this place. The sooner the better. I've got to deliver these medicine...
Ah, you'll hear no complaints.
We must proceed with caution, lest our charge come under attack. I never would have expected to find a cave in a place like this.
It is an exciting discovery, but we ought not to lose our heads. You see, this is the product of your heedlessness.
I've met my end. My thanks to you, Arisen.
Knock its feet out from under. It seems we have enraged our foe.
Reckless opponent makes me breath.
Measure distance and observe our influence. You mustn't let me stop it.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along. We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner. Let me get that.
Back at last. That was an ordeal.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest after I've delivered these herbs. I'll be back soon.
Good on you. Just... You wonder why I don't follow him? When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, and I was right. My brother is always the one taking the initiative. But today's misadventure showed me that the path forward, we managed to save Norbert. Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain, and so from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instinct.
With Sir Norbert safely returned, Melv shan't lack for medicinal herbs. 2 good deeds in one, you might say. Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roberant, are we? Do come again.
The recipient awaits, Master. Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit roberant for me? I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what you did for...
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Do come again.
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Do come again.
Lots to do. And precious little time.
Well met, sir.